Welcome to SerialPodcastNine, a podcast about cars mostly, and drifting, and trips to go drifting, movies maybe, car shows, wheels, suspension components, like the premium suspension components found at SerialNine.com. You'll also find fully sick shift knobs, limited run custom steering wheels, bushings, hats, shirts, and much more. Get yours now at SerialNine.com. You're likely also to hear about buying and selling weird JDM cars, scooters, Tesla peasants, fully sick wheel fitment, BMW headliners, power window and blinker speeds, beers, cameras, and probably some dad jokes starring Gerard D. Don't Ask Dumb Questions Peralta, Kevin Tire Pressure Problems Peterson, and the host with the most percentage of beer, Ryan Bring Me My Craft Beer Benoit.
Where does he go? Mexico?
He's not going to He's not going to Mexico. He's going to Spain for a month.
Oh, that's fun.
Is this guy fucking super loaded, or is he just like whatever?
He's just retired, and yeah, just living his life,
bro.
Yeah,
I want to live my life.
Now or never.
Yeah. Oh, what's that, June?
What's that, June?
If you leave your beer guy.
Okay, thank you. All right. Great.
Yeah.
We're great. Is everybody up to speed? We're all working now. Am I recording? It's been a real go to get this. Yes, record.
I mean, this is going better than it did with Cedric or Carter, so.
Agreed.
So far.
Okay, let's do the intro.
I'm Gerard Peralta.
And I'm Kevin Peterson.
And I'm Ryan Benoit, and this is Serial Podcast 9, and it's an episode. So we are doing the podcast. Gerard is a bridge too far. That's not what he is. Gerard is away in another country. So
right,
are you in a
different planet, bro?
Are you in another hemisphere?
Yeah, I'm in another planet.
Are you technically on another continent as well?
No, it's still I'm South America or Central America.
I think South America. I don't know what Central America belongs to.
It's right in the middle, so I don't know what the fuck that means.
Well, you know what that means. We can look at a map, which is our favorite thing to do on the podcast. Favorite pastime that is not talking about cars is looking at maps.
Central America is part of North America.
Yes, I'm in the same place.
Well, there you go. Oh, that's not as exotic.
It's still exotic, I think.
I'm not in Bali.
Yeah,
I'm in Costa Rica.
That's right. You got your monkeys are neighbors. Monkeys are your neighbor.
Yep, I have 3 kinds of monkeys at my place right now. There are white-faced monkeys, which are capuchins, and they are fucking gnarly. Today, one opened the doors, came in, stole a passion fruit, smashed it on the ground, ate all the shit out of it, and then was angry when he couldn't get more.
Oh my god, that's a lot.
And then
sounds about right.
Yeah, it's crazy. They come in packs. There's also the little squirrel monkeys, which are way more tame and smaller, but they don't come as often. But yeah, the white-faced monkeys come twice a day. The capuchins come twice a day, and they come in packs. And they look all cute and stuff, but they're pretty.
They're more like your roommates, I guess. You know, it's like anyway.
Yeah, I think like basically if you lived here, they would probably be pretty annoying because you can't leave shit outside. Like they will take everying.
Yeah,
pretty gnarly.
But also,
all right.
Yesterday.
We're gonna keep talking about Mike.
A toucan flew into the window just yesterday, and it was pretty crazy.
Yeah,
just like a beautiful toucan right outside the window.
Was it trying to get to your Fruit Loops?
But it flew into the window?
Yeah, it flew into the window, but then it was just chilling on the branch right outside. So I got some good video of that. But yeah, like toucans are also predatory birds. So they're like not nice whatsoever. They're like, they'll fuck up other birds. They're pretty crazy.
For their Fruit Loops.
That.
Yeah, we get it. Fruit Loops.
I'm not stopping. I need to segue out of us talking about animals.
Well, can you name all of them? Can you name
all of
Uncle Sam and the 3 nephews?
Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
No, that's wrong. That's the wrong bird family.
I think we looked this up last time Gerard went to Costa Rica because we had this conversation.
You would have probably looked it up, not me.
No, you don't
Anyways,
care.
yeah. So
You just love
that's our
exotic
place.
birds.
It's Pewee, Suey, and Louie.
Oh yeah,
No.
we did look this up. That's so dumb.
We did. We fully did this. We've come full circle. Because I remember being mildly mad that they were so close to Huey, Dewey, and Louie. All right. That's
I
beside
agree.
the point.
As soon as I saw it, I was like, I know I've looked this up too.
Well, we've talked about everything there is to talk about. Podcast over forever. I got a question, and then I saw something on Instagram, and I stole their questions because I thought they were interesting, wide open questions for us to answer. So someone asked questions on Instagram, and I was like, we'll use those for the podcast, which I thought was pretty good.
Like ask you questions?
Nope, just the world. And I was like, yeah, that's a ticket. So Cody B wrote in with this question, and I think he felt that it was a real dinger of a question, and that's fair. But then I had some time to look into it. And yeah, are you ready? Here we go. Let's say you have to choose between 4 cars. These are shitty, quirky, unique cars, by the way. That was in brackets. You can only choose one of those cars, and the car that you choose, you're stuck with for the rest of your life. You can't sell it. You can't scrap it. You can modify it however you want, or leave it as is in stock form. How would you picture yourself in the vehicle you've chosen? What do you like about the car you've chosen? What do you hate about the car you have chosen? Now, we are given 4 options of cars.
So they give us the options. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like thinking, I know exactly what that would be, but anyway.
Okay, wait. Before you had the 4 options, what's your pick then? If you had that one, if it was blue sky,
it would be my truck, or a similar newer or the same truck.
Does that fall in that? Is it quirky? What was the quirky, unique, and what?
They are shitty, quirky, unique cars. It doesn't fall into that car. So the ones that he's given us are those. The blue sky answer works that Gerard gave. Kevin, I feel like this question we've done before. It's like, if you could only have one car for the rest of your life, what would it be? And I don't think that.
Yeah, I don't know if I had said my truck on if I could ever have.
I probably said Tacoma, and then like someone I think Gerard got super angry because he was just like, you hate Tacomas, like. Dude, why would that be your only vehicle?
Yeah. I think that is what you chose.
I know. I was like, I don't know. It feels like a well-rounded vehicle or some shit.
Yeah.
I feel like if I had to have some quirky, unique vehicle like that, I want that like 5-door, 4-wheel drive Corolla or Tercel thing that they made, in the late 80s. Yeah. That thing, that feels like it would be like a hilarious all-around vehicle.
Okay. Well,
what is it?
Cody has touted himself as picking the wackiest cars ever. So here we go. Here are the 4 cars you 3 have to choose from. Pick one.
Okay. Reliant Robin.
That is one of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Reliant Robin. Kevin already out of the gate. He's reading Cody's mail. Okay. The Toyota Solara. The Chevy SSR, a Reliant Robin, or a Honda Insight.
The Insight too.
100%, man. Honda.
Taking the Solara.
Yeah, I think I would go with the Solara too, man. Like that's
really, but it's the last car. Really? That's the one car that you can have.
The other said SSR.
Yeah, the truck. Yeah,
not a fucking chance.
Yeah, like if it was the HHR, maybe.
No. You're wrong because the HHR is that fucking ugly front wheel drive thing. The SSR is the LS powered.
Yeah, but apparently I could also do anything I want to it. So I could just make it a rear wheel drive LS powered. I can make a Dodge Viper powered HHR apparently. So
it's just because you don't like the look of the SSR.
I really don't like the look.
Yeah,
of
it's like.
What was the last car?
If Boomer was under the category of truck.
Oh, Insight, yeah.
Yeah, like who the fuck would want that?
Oh my god, I would take the Honda Insight because they still build it, and the new one. Hang on, but the new one just looks like a Honda Accord or like a Civic.
The new one kind of looks like they were like, yo, Prius, like steal the Prius homework.
No, that's the 2010 one. The 2022 is just like a sedan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's ugly as fuck. It's got weird ass like fenders and shit.
Yeah, but it's a 4-door, and so you have one car for the rest of your life. Gerard, you would need a 4-door.
I still think I'm taking like convertible Solara.
Oh yeah, no, I'm taking the Honda Insight. I take the brand. See, I thought the loophole was that it was a brand new, that he didn't even consider that they kept making the Honda Insight. So I was like, oh yeah, you just take the Honda Insight.
Are you sure the new one's called Insight?
I'm looking at it right now. Honda Insight review. Yeah,
it came out in 2018.
You can put wheels on it. You can lower it.
Dude, that thing's got a 1.5 liter gas engine.
Yeah, that thing will fucking fail you and leave you on the side of the road. Also, it's only front wheel drive, so
and weighs 3,000 pounds.
Isn't the Solara front wheel drive? And it's
correct. However, it shares the platform with all the other all-wheel drive transverse engine Toyotas. So to build an all-wheel drive Solara would be absolutely fuck all.
Is that what you would do?
100%. 3S GTE, all-wheel drive, Solara, 800 horsepower, fucking 19-inch wheels. It would actually be pretty sick. I don't know if I'd go for that, but
dude, drop top. You got the kids in the back, hair blowing. Come on, they would love it.
Just Google Slam Solara. They actually are pretty sick. Google
everything slammed is sick.
That's a slogan. Everything slammed is sick. Yeah, look, even the Honda Insight, people that have done those, there's good looking Honda Insight.
So many.
Dude, there are so many
Solaras. It's like they're actually fully sick, man.
See, I wonder if he meant the original Insight that looked like the CRX.
I would assume so.
Yeah, but he didn't specify it, so I get in with a loop. Like I daily a Prius, you know, so like daily in a Honda Insight ain't shit, you know. I'll do that. I'll do that all day, standing on my head. I ain't got no problem with that.
I guess you don't have like a diverse need.
Here's the thing, though. I picked a very practical car. You chose a coupe for your family of 5.
But with the convertible, the kids can just jump in the back and out easy. It's easy loading, you know.
Easy in and out. I
fit my entire family into my BMW 118. I'm not worried. The Solara is better than a 118.
Yeah.
Hey, look, all Gerard.
Plus, then I can jack it up and it'll be all-wheel.
So there you go. 2 Solaras and one Honda Insight. Yeah.
What would have been your car, Ryan, if you didn't have to pick one? Like you're out of the box, blue sky.
Yeah, your blue sky's car.
Mine's that weird Tercel thing, and Gerard picked his truck.
Yeah, it has to.
I mean, I would just pick my next car because that would be that.
For the rest of your life, though.
But I mean, also like
I don't know.
Your next car might be a compromise due to financial or family constraints, whereas this might not have to be that. But I know what you're saying. I see,
but I still like when I close my eyes, it's an ISF. I see. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
It would be a Toyota
wagon.
Is that even a thing?
No. But I mean, that would be the thing. Blue skies means maybe you could just build one, you know?
Well, you would have to build it for me, Jerry. So no, that's not how this would work. So sign him up. I don't know. Yeah, like a wild car that you have to live with for the rest of your life. It would be some sort of Lexus, and then it's
real wild.
No, LFA. I'll live with that for the rest.
But
of my life.
Why wouldn't you just have like a really sick like Land Cruiser or the Sequoia or?
Oh,
I guess.
Because
what if the world?
Yeah, what if?
What if the world?
Because I mean, if you had to have a car for the rest of your life, would it not have to do anything else besides drive you to fucking work?
Yeah, I mean that's it. You need a.
I guess that's the difference between you and me and Kevin.
Yeah, I need a car that I can take. Here's the thing: I would need a car that you could take on road trips, and that I would like. Like that is engaging. And so like I've had a 4Runner, and there's parts of it that I miss having, but I don't miss the fuel economy.
Yeah, but that's the point. You don't buy a 4Runner. You buy a 4Runner-ish vehicle that is actually fast and fun to drive.
I guess, but I mean, blue sky, if I only get one vehicle, I'm not picking an SUV. I'd pick a car, and I'd pick a car that I liked. I would maybe even just keep my Aristo and then figure that out. You know, like it'd be something that I actually enjoy.
That's like actually really crazy.
I don't know.
What if your SUV
crazy that he didn't? Yeah, like that he picked a car. Well, like I don't mean, to me that doesn't seem that crazy.
Yeah, why is that crazy?
I guess that's the thing is for me it's like if it was an ultimate vehicle, it couldn't be a car.
Okay, well then I guess I like cars more than you. So there's
that's what I'm saying. That's the difference.
Ryan's more of a car guy than you are.
I'm more of a car guy than Gerard. I like cars more than Gerard.
Gerard likes turbo diesel vans.
Cars are great until you have to like drive off of a road, and then they're not great anymore.
When do I have to drive off of a road?
Yeah, when was the last time Gerard drove off of a road though?
Yeah, when's the last time you drove off of a road?
I don't know, the other day when I went snow drifting off of the road in the fucking in the big ass dirt parking lot that's like super gnarly and like had a foot and a half of snow.
And you used a truck.
Yeah.
But I think you're still choosing a utilitarian vehicle, and that's fine. Like
But I mean, that's the thing. I guess that's my life. Like if I couldn't fucking tow my drift car with a car. I mean, I guess I could, but I don't think it'd be great.
Buddy, in this situation, you don't get a drift car. You've chosen a truck. You get one car.
Okay, well then I couldn't. Okay, let's say I wanted to fucking drive somewhere else and I couldn't get another vehicle. Like I'd just bring my truck. Like let's say I had to drive to South America. I wouldn't bring a car. I'd bring a fucking truck.
Yeah, I would fly, but I get it. But
I guess maybe the question is
maybe you don't. Maybe you don't like road trips, Ryan.
I love road trips. I think.
All the secrets are coming out this episode.
Yeah, I love a road trip. I think road trips. June asked me today what like one of my favorite things were, and I think I was like road trips.
Yeah, road trips are sick.
Yeah, road trips are sick. And then so part of that is that I want a car that makes road trips accessible and affordable, because having a giant truck to go on road trips is not affordable.
Touche.
You just get a road trip in a giant truck.
And I know we don't like we're gonna say like make fun of the 4Runner, but driving the 4Runner 5 hours compared to driving the Prius 5 hours, it's like way, like obviously.
Is it actually easier though?
But I mean, honestly, man,
like
4Runners are kind of shit.
Besides, it just is like worse on fuel because it's a 4Runner.
Yeah, like if you
eliminate, is it actually like, are you more fatigued driving it? Like, is it more taxing to drive?
No, like look, the 4Runner. Yeah, no, the 4Runner was more comfortable than the Prius. That's just the way that it is. Like it was built at a different time. It's a limited. The Prius is a whole different thing on its own. But is it more taxing? It is a little bit more frustrating when you find that you're stopping for fuel more often, like it is.
So if you eliminate the fuel aspect.
Yeah, if I had hopes and dreams and magic, then sure. But that's not the world right now. I don't know. And then even if I had one thing, if you're telling me I could either have a big old Toyota, if hopes and dreams and magic are not a problem, and then I want a rear-wheel drive Toyota sedan as my all-the-time thing.
I like I like how you
definitely interpreted differently.
Yeah, I like that.
Definitely.
You're like, yeah, well, whatever. This doesn't make any sense because that's not how the world works.
Yeah. And then, well, I am SerialNine now. I loved rear-wheel drive Toyotas. I am. I speak for the trees.
My pick is like a Nissan truck.
Yeah, it's not even a BMW. You could have been like, I'll take an M3 competition or whatever they're called. You're like, no,
that's not a car I should fucking use. I don't know. I really love my truck. It's pretty sick.
Well, I think we're learning a lot about who we really are right now.
It really
He
is
checks his
an
so many
eye-opening,
boxes.
episode to me.
Yeah, that's when we break all the rules. What is the name of the Dr. Seuss book with the trees? I keep wanting to say Snorlax, and that's not the name of it.
Snorlax.
I don't know. I don't have any children. I feel like Ryan is the one who would know this.
Yeah, I know, and that's why it's.
I mean, Gerard has a child who's more appropriately of the age of Dr. Seuss, I feel, but
I have a few Dr. Seuss books. They're kind of just really annoying to read.
Why?
They're flopsicles and floozicles and
the same fucking thing over and over again. And they're really long. Like, they're generally like...
They're not that long.
Not
that long. It's like a floop would jupe if a coop could shoop. And it's like, all right, cool. Exactly. Like, fucking reading a story already, man.
But doesn't the places you will go warm the cockles of your heart?
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
That one does.
That one does. Okay. The reason why I thought it sounded like Snorlax is because it's the Lorax, and I wanted to make the joke that I'm the Lorax, and I speak for SerialNine now. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
That joke was lost on me, my friend.
Shut up, Jerry. I don't care.
It was pretty.
I'm excited to learn that you hate literacy. That's a new takeaway. Why? How is Dr. Seuss too long? Okay, I don't.
It's not bad. It's just I read stories. I don't know. I prefer stories that like have like a fucking storyline. Something happened.
A narrative. Say narrative.
Sure,
for those that don't know, Gerard hates when I use the term narrative to describe anything.
Narrative.
Also, it's funny that you hate Dr. Seuss books. Because you're kind of like the character.
I didn't say
you're
that.
You're kind of like the character from Green Eggs and Ham. Like you kind of like hate everything, and then you try it, and then you flip the switch, and then you love it everywhere. You know?
Yeah, I don't hate Dr. Seuss. I never said that. I just said I prefer.
No, you've gone on record. You heard it here. This is the one where we come clean about everything. Gerard hates Dr. Seuss.
He doesn't particularly like reading Dr. Seuss.
Not a strong enough narrative.
And I mean, okay, about the car thing as well too. It's like, I feel like for myself, I mean, this is probably different for you. I don't know if our driving situations are much different. For me to drive the truck versus to drive any car, the stress level is like fucking half. Like,
maybe
not half, but it's significantly less. Sorry, say it again.
I said that's because your truck has the least amount of modifications. It literally just has wheels and tires. Like, if you didn't make your car so crazy, you wouldn't be scared of driving them too. Like,
but no, I just mean cars generally. It's like the parking of the car and and the fucking the getting in of the car and the fucking packing of the car, because the cars are generally just smaller, so there's just like less space to do shit. And I do have a bunch of kids, so it's like I have to really manage the fucking stuff I bring, or the car and the seat and the fucking, it's just like a bunch of work. Whereas like the truck is like, everybody in, chuck the stuff in the back, drive over the curb, like turn your fucking brain off, crank the music and fucking hit the gas pedal. Boom, done. Like, but it's so stress free.
That feels like a little bit of everything you hate is when people turn their brain off when they drive. Anyway, maybe I'm wrong. And then you've become what you hate. I'm surprised you didn't choose the Nissan that has your truck engine in it, like the sedan. And then you could like scratch. Anyway, look, we spent a lot of time on a question that doesn't even actually exist. We answered the question relatively quickly and then made our own topic, which is great.
I mean, that's what we do. That's how we do.
That is.
And I mean, also, I'm in Costa Rica right now, and like the roads are fucked here, and like everything's fucked. And I was like, man, I like. Not that I would like live in Costa Rica or anything, but it's like if I had my truck here, I'd be so fucking happy right now. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, because last time I was here,
I had a Sequoia. Last time I had a Sequoia, and I was like, literally, you're fucking king when you have a Sequoia here. Because like, my truck does exist here, but it's like so rare.
Isn't that even better then?
Yeah, exactly. If I had my truck.
Wait, what are you driving right now? Tell the people. So
I am driving a 2024 Toyota Hayase.
That's cool. You hate it though. You hate it.
No, I don't hate it. I've chosen. I chose it. He loves it.
It's the best thing.
Oh, okay.
Ever.
I perused your messages about it Because what was the other? Yeah, anyway, it's fine. Okay. Why do you say high ace? I always say high ace.
I say high ace, but like here when they gave me the check, they're like, oh, I got a Toyota Hayase. It's like you're Spanish, so maybe that's how they read it.
What if we're wrong? We're wrong about a lot of things.
Maybe we're wrong. I don't know. But
Who's
I can call it a Toyota Hayase.
Maybe it's a Hilux and it's a his.
I think what we're learning here is we've all grown. And this episode's about growth.
Nice.
Gerard's willing to admit that he's wrong, and that I'm the biggest car lover on this podcast now. And Kevin, you haven't shifted much. We're waiting for your growth,
Well, I mean, I feel like I'm starting to dream a little dream,
Yeah,
that is
true.
The dreaming part's good. What are we talking about?
Okay. I feel like I don't know if we should clear this up. And I don't know if anyone will know this. Kevin and I were chatting the other night, and apparently people think Kevin is the one.
I don't think we should clear it up.
No? Okay.
I want it out there. I want lies permeating in the subcultures.
Well, I don't know about it, but can you tell me?
I know you do know about it. Yeah. Anyway, so just say it.
Think it.
Kevin hates all the no sus and the kind of stuff.
That's super funny.
They didn't want to attribute it to Gerard, the sedan king. Never would their king forsake them. But Kevin would. Kevin's a turncoat.
I am a turncoat.
It's very funny. It is very funny that people couldn't differentiate between the two of you. Anyway. Okay. That's fine. It's fine.
No sus.
Now that I've said it, I'm worried that I've opened a can of worms into the next topic, but we'll try it.
Yo, I gotta say though, the Hayase has fucking crazy angle. Like it's because it's a bus, it has the fucking most angle. It is nuts. I was like, this thing could actually fully drift. Like if it actually had any sort of power in like an LSD. It's got the craziest angle. Anyways, go on.
Oh well, that's fun. You should try it.
Pretty cool.
Okay. So full disclosure, I saw this on Instagram and I thought it was great. And I was like, I'm going to steal that. And it was, what bothers you about the car scene? So currently, what bothers you about the car scene?
We just talked about this. Did we not just talk about that in the last
No, you
episode?
Talked about No. We talked to Carter last episode.
Or whatever, the other episode that people were complaining about what we were complaining about.
I know. I was wondering if you could not... Just the same thing. Janky builds. Is there anything else? Is there a mentality in the car scene that bothers you? Is there a direction that the car scene is going that bothers you? Is there another segment aside from...
I feel like people complaining about the car scene is what bothers me about the car scene.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I feel like I don't actually pay that much attention to the car scene and what I'm exposed to. It's like, you know what bothers me about the fucking car scene? Lack of education. And lack of fucking, what's the word? Lack of
respect.
Due diligence. Like people just puking out questions because now it's so easy. You can just puke out questions to the fucking world and expect answers to be handed to you on a silver fucking platter. It's like,
right.
Like, there's a fucking thing called Google. You know that there's like, if you're on a forum or a page or whatever you want to call it, there's a search function. Like, yeah, I screenshotted it today. Hold on, let me find this fucking screenshot.
You've awoken the beast now, Ryan.
I figured it would. Rise, Lord Gerard, rise.
So I'm gonna send this to you guys right now. This is what pisses me off in the fucking car scene. Like complete lack of, y'all got a coupon code and then a fucking stupid picture of a donkey or some shit. It's like, even if I had a coupon code, did you get it?
Yeah, but I think that's the donkey from Shrek.
It is the donkey from Shrek.
Is he crying? He's sad?
It's still stupid. It's if I had a coupon code, I'd fucking disable it for that guy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I agree. I 100%.
Yeah. I ain't trying to be that guy, but support your local business that supports the things that you love. Don't come banging around asking for coupon codes and shit when it ain't a coupon time.
It's not even that. I mean, you can ask me all day long, but you don't ask like that. Don't ask, y'all got a coupon code? Be like, hey man, how's it going? I really love your product. I was hoping to buy these fucking subframe bushings, blah blah blah, and it's just a little bit out of my budget right now. Is there any way you guys are having a sale or some coupon codes in the near future or right now? Anything, like, to fucking use your goddamn brain, right?
Yeah, you like the idea.
That's a lot of words, though, man. That was like a lot of words.
But what is the amount of effort put into that message?
No, I know. I'm just making fun.
But maybe the amount of effort that people put into things. But maybe that's the amount.
So that's what bothers me about the fucking car scene. The amount
that's why that guy should have got like a coupon code that should cost more, you know?
Do we have that? Can we do that?
No, but I wonder if we could do that.
Can we do that? And I'll be like, yo, what are you looking to buy? I'll entertain his little offer. And I'll be like, hey man, here you go. And then he'll fucking go to checkout. He'll like double the amount.
Yo, that's more money. It's $2 more
that would be
than it was.
Sick. He didn't ask for a discount code. He asked for a coupon code. So you can give him a coupon to fucking jack the price up.
Words matter. So that's important. I should add, I think Gerard has heat stroke, but we're just going to run with it.
And I mean, honestly, like if we're getting into it, I think it's the fucking the young people of today. I don't want to sound like a fucking boomer, old guy, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, you sound like
the amount of
Kevin
effort
right now.
The amount of effort that people put into shit these days is so unbelievably low, and they expect everything to be handed to them. It is.
I think that's just a certain type of person, and that type of person has always existed.
Been around, yeah.
And now everyone has
way worse today.
But everyone has a fucking computer in their hand. So it's just everyone now has.
Even now, they still don't fucking use it.
Well, I will say, if it's worse today, yet your kids are out there. You know.
Yeah. No,
you're part of the problem. Raise your kids better.
The issue, Gerard, is that the issue is that people now have access to just do that, and probably even if you did have a coupon code, how much would it have to be for this person to seriously entertain it?
Because they didn't even say what they were looking for.
Yeah, just
doesn't even fucking say shit.
That is the thing. That's the same thing as just be like sending messages on Marketplace, like, yo, still available. Like, not like, hey man, And I mean, look, I am certain those people always existed, but now we've eliminated a barrier of entry for people to participate in the dialogue with everyone. You know, and that's just what it is. I guarantee
mine goes a bit deeper than that. But yeah, if you're talking about the car scene specifically, then I guess it's always existed. I definitely think people today are way more fucking stupid than they've ever been, for sure.
That can't be.
You just know more people.
That's absolutely fucking true.
You have access to so many people. Like your grandma probably knew like 90 people her whole life. So she wasn't introduced to 10,000 people like that you have been introduced to. So you have met like so many more people. So it's definitely possible there's the same ratio of stupid people, but
yeah, it's just, look, everyone's got a platform now. That's the only difference.
I mean,
man.
it's
real and it's designed.
I think definitely after COVID,
really get into it.
That happened. Like, people don't fucking want to work now. They can't work. They don't work. They don't care about getting a job or not. They don't care about. And then there's all this.
Oh, Jerry, I don't want to.
It goes way deeper, man.
Jesus Christ, it doesn't.
It's so much more.
Oh, I don't want to.
Well, tie it all together to me. How does the wokeism relate to people asking for stuff?
They can just
people have always done whatever they wanted.
That is not true, Ryan.
We don't know. You don't have a time machine.
The fucking society is facilitating these motherfucking idiots to be stupid.
Jerry, I guarantee that we're probably smarter than we've ever been as a society.
Okay. I would agree. The smarter people are smarter for sure.
No, as a whole.
As a whole, look,
you know what I mean? Like we're probably at the highest level of literacy we've ever been. right?
I would say 100%. Look that up right now.
No,
not a fucking chance.
You don't think so?
You know what?
right
The
now.
fact that we can
People can't even fucking write
Yeah,
anymore.
exactly.
They don't even need to write anymore.
Yeah, but dude, like your grandparents' generation, they didn't even go to school. They stopped going to school in grade 3.
Dude, you know that my grandparents' generation to my generation is a fucking 100-year gap, man. Like, it's a pretty big.
That's the point. That's what we're saying.
Point. Only 100 years ago, people got like 2 years of education.
Yeah, but I'm talking
how are you
about
saying
the last
that, like
20 years, last 10, 20 years. There's a lot of shit that's been happening. That's like.
You know what I enjoy about this argument, and it's fine. At this point, I would just publish this podcast, and I don't care. What I enjoy about this argument is that it always frames us, because it's like in the last 10 to 20 years as the ones that were at peak civilization, which isn't the case, man. Like that can't be true. And Jerry, you got kids. Your kids are going to be another generation, and you better hope to hell that what you're saying is true.
You know how fucking difficult it is to raise kids not to be part of this fucking garbage.
What do you mean, Jerry? You're doing it. You told me that on parent rearing. You told me it wasn't that hard because there's so many dummies out there. That you just go out.
Yeah, that's a different aspect.
No, it's a part of the thing.
It's if my kids went to public school, they'd be exposed to all that fucking garbage.
My kid goes to a public school, and she's
exposed to that fucking garbage.
Whoa, hey, buddy!
What is that garbage? Your kids are exposed to garbage at private school too, isn't it?
I love that my daughter is exposed to different cultures and different things and different ideas. And as a parent, I talk to my child about things and what's going on, and we have an open dialogue. But that's not for everybody.
The parents are just like, they don't give a fuck. The parents are like, oh, and even if the teacher's like, hey, like your kid's being a bit of a piece of shit, and they're like, oh no, like that's a parenting problem. And that's a fucking fairly new problem. I don't know if it's because the parents are just more busy or they don't give a fuck or they, you know what I mean? But like,
well, you can't escape from work anymore. You know what I mean? Like you're constantly attached to your work at all times. You're expected to be like replying and like answering shit all the time. These kids that we're talking about, they've also grown up with that social media and that connection their entire life. So it's definitely.
I think every generation is probably more lenient than the last, and there's benefits and rewards to that. There's probably, like more dads probably spend time with their kids now than they ever have, which is nice.
Yeah, totally.
There's always something in media that people shouldn't be around. Rap music, rock and roll, Dungeons and Dragons. There's always something that's getting in the way of a parent.
You just mentioned social media for children. That's like fuck.
I said Dungeons and Dragons.
I mean, he mentioned it a while ago. I just
I know.
Talk. But it's social media for kids. Like just 8, 9, and 10-year-olds with fucking cell phones sitting on Facebook and TikTok all day long. Like, you don't think that's fucking stupid? That's fucking stupid.
That's 100% stupid. Why would we not think that's stupid?
Well, because you guys are like, like in today's day and age, like fucking people are super smart.
I'd say my niece now at age 8 is smarter than I was at age 8. I'd say Dominic at his age is probably smarter maybe than you were at that age. You have access to more information. You know what I mean? There's things are just more commonly known,
Okay. Yeah. Then let's say the discrepancy from the smartest to the dumbest can be much greater.
No. I don't think that's probably true either, because I think technology still made the world smaller. It's probably gotten a little bit easier.
The main difference is, and I think is, those dumb people have access to you, Gerard. They have a direct line.
So why is it at the school? Why is it at the school this year that there are more autistic kids than ever before?
Maybe because we got better at detecting it.
Maybe because
is there any possible way that that's actually true? That there is more autism, and then somehow they've somehow found a connection between screen time and autism.
I don't think we were ever touting that technology was like the greatest thing. I think we were just saying that like we feel that people are inherently smarter now than in the past. And I'm not, and like same thing. I'm not trying to say technology is a good thing or screen time for these kids is a good thing. I was saying that in a negative way, I believe. Like. When I brought it up, but
I agree. I think what we're saying is that as a whole, look, there's still negatives to everything, but as a whole, I would think that we're a little bit further ahead than we used to be. And I think that's always the case. I mean, you want to look back at the 80s, and it's probably really easy to romanticize that era, but I don't necessarily think that things were probably better back then. And at that point, they were all worried about something else. Like, remember in the 90s when everybody thought that it was going to be a problem that Bart, the way he talked to his dad, that's a problem. I think overall, children are probably smarter, more emotionally intelligent than they've ever been. I think that maybe their parents are probably a little bit more open to what's going on in the world, a little more receptive to the differences and everything, which is great. Now, Jerry, all the things that you're talking about are fine, and you can have your views and your opinions, and that's great. And you get to raise your children the way that you want, and then you're going to set them out in the world, and they're going to go do whatever they want.
But I mean, any parent can raise their kid however the fuck they want. So
every morning, June wakes up and I eat half of her lunch in front of her, and then I'm like, "That's what the government's going to take from you when you're older." I don't understand how any of this has to do with people asking you for coupon codes. Because it wasn't the person asking you for a coupon code is probably was born when in 2000 and some. That's
probably
the things that you're discussing weren't even on. Yeah, weren't even on the table for them. All these new things, like that's a thing, and I think that actually proves the point. The things that were discussed, the cause and effect. Yeah, they grew up before it. The cause and effect. The correlation doesn't connect. So we won't know if your theory is true until Dominic sends you a message asking for a coupon code.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Whatever. Hey, Gerard, what else bothers you about the cars?
Sorry,
Kevin,
what did you say,
bothers you?
I just said, well, whatever, maybe this kid's parents are fucking stupid. They didn't teach him proper manners or like how to ask a question correctly.
100%. Yes, I have no doubt.
Sure.
I agree with that.
Yeah, but that's a case-to-case basis. You know, you could be entitled. There's a lot of reasons for that. You could be entitled, and everyone could hand everything to you.
But that's the thing. That person could have a sibling. That person could have a sibling who is completely different from them too. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And who would ask very politely.
Yeah, I think that's a good tie-in. Hey, Kevin, what bothers you about the car scene?
I originally said that it was people who were complaining about the car scene. You know?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, just like go enjoy the car scene, enjoy the aspects you like, try to get people into those aspects that you like, so that the stuff you like grows, and like maybe just kind of ignore the stuff you don't.
Yeah, I think that was also my takeaway from I read a lot of the stuff, and it was like people being mad about certain things, like the respect all builds line and all that stuff. And I was like, yes, a lot of that is annoying, but it's never deterred me from loving cars or being around it. And, it's never been enough. Maybe there's a social media aspect to cars that can at times I don't love, but maybe that's just me in this moment, and I need to be more reflective of,
I got some more shit that bothers me about the car scene.
Oh boy, hey,
I thought of something right before you
came.
Because I feel like it ties sort of in with Ryan's, because when he said it, one thing that I don't particularly love is when everybody has the same edit, with the same overlay and the same music and it's just like, oh, so I guess this is what's cool this week is this edit, you know what I mean? Like
that's
a bit much,
So hey, I'll say it, and I know
I did 3 of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the magazine cover overlays, to a point, fucking maybe. Cool.
Oh man, honestly, when I saw those, I was like, man, Ryan missed his opportunity, because we basically did this, and like, dude, those all of those got like 50,000 shares. You know that, right? Like,
right. But
could have been you.
We actually did that for our cars in Seattle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And we did. We should have launched it.
We should have done it that way, and.
Oh awesome. Yeah, but what would we?
You're hating on it.
What would No, yeah, I am. Played. No, what would you have gotten for that? That's what I don't understand. People would have added it.
You get a shit ton of traction, yeah.
But
People would have
60,000
seen that's. You could have put SerialNine on there.
Yeah, it literally has the guy's
okay.
name. The guy's name's on there. It's like
they would just
an
link to our account.
exciting blah 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 filter by, and it has his name. And then also like the original person who shares it, every single person can see that person who made it.
However, I didn't even for any of those magazine ones, I did never once click on the like. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I think it would get your account seen. Because I'm just one person out of the fucking 50 or 60,000 people that did it. Probably even if 5,000 people went to that account and were like, "Oh, this is SerialNine. They got these cool things. They got these cool filters. They got cool parts. Actually, check this out. Have you seen this?" And then they would share the actual shit that we make versus the filter.
Yeah. Okay. There's a value.
You know what we should make? You know what we should make then is we should do a wheels and something filter, and you just put your car in. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like
it's just it's like it's from the side, and you just it has the wheels, and then they go over your view. They go like over your car. Yeah,
dude.
The 3/4 view would be really hard to get the scaling right. You know.
I mean, because then you wouldn't be able to see the camber from like a side view.
I know that.
It'd have to be like a little bit. It might be a little bit off, but like people have a lot of pictures of their cars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But.
So
anyways,
just so we're clear, you guys love the magazine cover thing, and you went and followed the person who made all of them.
I didn't follow, but I did.
I didn't even click on the person.
I did, but I didn't follow.
I did the magazine covers 3 times.
You did do the magazine. I don't know what it.
What was the auction one, and then the drift one came out, and there was a lowrider one. I did all.
Lowrider was first, right? Lowrider came first, and then someone's like, "I'm going to do option," and then I think though, just like going through it became very repetitive for me. And this isn't usually like me, but in that point, I don't know what's going on with me. Maybe it's just where I am right now, where I was just like, it's a bit repetitive, and I took away from it.
I mean, that's social media, period. That's kind of
to a degree.
Something blows up and it becomes the it thing, and
I mean, it's both good and bad.
Right? Yeah, it can make. I mean, and that's the thing with whenever something blows up, and then somebody like me might come along and be a naysayer, the lightness rises and the darkness to match it. I don't know. Anyway, that's me. But it's probably just maybe I'm just dealing with something that I don't know about, and I got to figure that out. Maybe I should look inward instead of blaming other people. I was going to say
that's very deep of you, my friend.
Yeah. Well, my beer kicked in a while ago when Jerry went on his rant. I was going to say something must have happened because I've had a few people reach out to me about the kit on my car, and someone must have shared a photo of my car somewhere. I haven't posted one in ages.
I did, didn't I? Didn't I put your car in one of those filters? I swear I did.
No, you put your car in the filter. Jerry, you're never put my car.
I put your car in something recently. I put your car in something recently.
Yeah, it was on the website that hasn't been released yet.
That's true.
The website, Jerry. website.
Yeah.
You used one of my photos of your Aristo for the cover. That was nice. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure doing business with you.
The whole thing about Kevin saying people complaining about the car scene is like one of the things I'll add to that is people complaining about the fucking influencers in the car scene. It's like they blame everything on the influencers, and I don't agree with it. JZX Market is fucking shot to hell because of the influencers. Adam LZ came in and fucking chaser prices rose like something.
They were on the up and up anyway.
And it's like, and 993 or sorry, GT3 RS is like all the influencers blew them up, and this it's like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like, just do you want a GT3 RS? Yes or no? Can you afford it? Yes or no? Then shut the fuck up if you can or can't or don't want it in the first fucking place, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that whole thing where it's like people are like, hey, this car is this much, and then people are like, oh, that car's that much. Like, I can get this car for this much. It's like, okay, cool. Like, are you selling that car right now? Like, people sell the car that they want to sell for X amount of money for some fucking whatever reason. And it's irrelevant to you if you're not even buying that car. Like, sure, you can feel cool being like, oh, I can get 10 chasers for the price of that one chaser that MLZ is selling. It's like, fucking cool. Then sell 10 chasers and do your thing. But don't like complain about it and see how much better you are, but you're not actually doing anything. I don't know. It's just kind of
quit talking about
maybe
it. Just
that's
be about it.
But maybe that's just saturation does that. I don't know. Maybe not. What do I know? Okay, people complaining about influencers. That checks out, though. I do think people are always looking for somewhere to point a finger. If I've learned anything, got to point a finger somewhere.
Yeah, they always got to point a finger, and it's the biggest. It's like the influencers are going to do what they do. If you don't like it, then either don't watch it or don't pay attention, or just get your chasers at
influenced.
Get your chasers at whatever discount you can, and then be the guy who gets them cheaper. If you're so fucking good at what you do, the influencers are influencing because they are good at what they do. No?
Yeah, that is true. It's a business. They figured it out. Sorry, what's that, Kevin?
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, they only have the power to influence the people they're going to influence. And, like, if you don't want to be influenced, then don't be influenced. And, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, go do your own thing. Start your own fire,
And it's like, yeah, man, the JZX chat and the Aristo chat, it's painful. I have to be in those groups to, like, try to fucking promote product, etc., and provide information, etc. But, like, it is painful. The shit that these guys talk, like the shit they talk about rep wheels or Chinese wheels or whatever. It's like, okay, I get it. The design, like if you need to rip off a design entirely and just copy it, I don't agree with that either. But they're like, oh, the quality, this and that, and the fucking. It's like, bro, BMW wheels are from China. BMWs are like the upper echelon of like manufactured cars today. Like, if they can use Chinese wheels, you can use Chinese wheels on the car that you drive to the fucking supermarket and back, and it has like 250 fucking horsepower at the wheels. Like, fuck out of here with your.
I wonder though, can you build exclusivity in a group if you're being totally inclusive like that? Like,
no, I wouldn't think so.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, you can say that all you want, but also I'm not going to run rep wheels, and I don't. To your point, Gerard, I'm not doing anything that requires me to not run rep wheels, but I ain't gonna do it.
But I'll run BMW wheels, and they're maybe made in China.
Yeah, but I won't. Wheels I won't run BMW. Go on.
Those wheels that I sold that I really liked were some sort of rep. They're not really reps, but because i8s never came in that size. But those were like weird rep BMW wheels. I'll run those fucking wheels. They're fucking sweet because they like sort of don't exist. But they're a Chinese wheel. I bought the entire set for $200.
Sure. Look, real wheels. There is actually low hanging fruit in all of this, and I think some people will abide to some and not to others. And maybe, it's like what do you like about the car scene and what do you dislike about the car scene? Like, somebody will say, I hate when people say respect all builds, which is low hanging fruit, and I kind of agree. I don't love it, and then. The real wheels are what matters. Again, low-hanging fruit, easy argument to make. But I also kind of agree with it. But it is creating a barrier of entry for people. I'm never going to go shit on someone on the internet for not having real wheels. I'll just scroll past it and not care. And same thing with if I don't like a car, I just don't engage with it or I don't take a picture of it. But so in that light, I'm the same as Kevin. I don't like people complaining about shit. Sometimes you can bite your tongue about something and just carry on, thinking that your opinion matters about everything, as we have a podcast, is silly to say. But, yeah.
Well, my mother said, if you can't say anything nice,
Yeah. But like, random dude doesn't give a shit what I think about his car, unless maybe he wants a photo, but probably not.
Who's this? Oh.
Just random,
Random guy whose
I don't
car
know.
you're gonna shit on for no reason.
Yeah. Making an identity about what you dislike about something probably isn't the best way to build an identity or a hobby. You know, like I only like real wheels and I don't respect all builds and I don't. And it's like, just tell me what you're actually about. Like, write that down in your dream journal and
Yeah, or how about you
mail
just
it to me.
build a car.
Yeah, show me
Sure.
what you like. Yeah.
And then be like,
Right.
hey, this is my car. What do y'all think? Or I don't give a fuck what you think. That's basically, you know what I mean?
But maybe now that I'm thinking about it, in the grand scheme of like, if you're a business and you're marketing, it's way easier to align yourself with what people don't like.
Anything that people like get mad at you about, and then you respond, and they respond, and you respond. That's like drives a ton of engagement. You know.
For sure. That's why we should leave all of Gerard's rants in all of the podcast. No,
Exactly.
I should just be known as some fucking asshole. I don't give a fuck.
no, that's Kevin's job now.
Yeah.
Kevin's taking up your mantle.
They can hate me all they want. And then it's like, if I had the chance to just build a car that would be in that scene, they could see what I actually like.
You wouldn't do it because we've talked about this and I don't want to do it right now, and it's fine. You wouldn't do it because you don't abide by their rules, and it would be.
Yeah, I would just build a car of that era, not of their rules. Fuck their rules.
But then that's the thing, is that they.
Why do I want to abide by their rules?
We've lit a fire.
It's funny because Kevin's like the one who's had all the fucking like crazy 15-inch wheels and shit. Like he's the guy who has like literally upstairs like the sickest.
Not anymore.
Oh, I guess he sold them all, eh?
So to flip the switch and be more positive, what keeps you in the car scene?
My fucking car addiction that I can't escape. Like this is literally nothing. Like I just bought another BMW. Like.
Yeah, but Jerry, we established.
I was like,
earlier,
you did when? And I was like, oh, wait, I already know about that one. Okay. I was like,
exactly.
Holy shit, you bought a BMW on vacation?
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Imagine if I did that. It like gets home when I get home. What's up,
Jerry?
Ryan?
Sick.
We already established that you like trucks more than you like cars, though, so that can't be true. What keeps you in the car scene?
I don't know, man. Really?
What about it are you? Okay, hang on. What about it are you addicted to? What, like, how?
I like building cars. I like building.
Why do you like?
I like creating.
Why do you like? Why does it have to be cars that you create?
It probably doesn't, to be honest. It's just, I like the fact that you can drive it. I like the fact that it's like rolling and like people can see it and I can see it and I can use it. Like for me, I guess the epitome of like the car thing is like you build a thing that looks so like is so pleasing to look at, and then it's also extremely sort of like difficult to manage. Like if it's super fast and scary and gnarly, but it also looks super sick and like people think it looks cool and I think it looks cool. That's my favorite aspect of cars. And it's also like technologically kind of like cool or like innovative, like the way that you built it or the color or the, I don't know, some shit you used or like the wheel choice or something's interesting about it that's different than, you know, you build a unique, beautiful item and then make it crazy enough that it's hard to sort of like manage.
Like riding a bull for 8 seconds.
Honestly, that's what I was just imagining. I was like, Gerard just building a bull and then trying to ride it.
Yeah, exactly.
Gerard was.
But see, I mean, and it's funny that I say that because that's the aspect. It's like you say, like, yeah, like Gerard, all your cars are too fucking nuts, and like maybe that's just it. Is like, my car has to be nuts because otherwise, like maybe it's not that cool anymore. You know, like when you de-nuts your car, it becomes less fucking cool. I guess. I believe
what you're trying to say is neuter your car. And anyway,
yeah, like. It's like that whole thing about static versus air. It's like I would never consider air, but also that makes all my cars extremely hard to drive. So it's like, but like, yeah, the fact that you put air on the car to make it more practical is fucking neutering that car. So it's like you have to have a car that is somehow quote unquote hardcore as fuck in some sort of way. It's like, oh, do you need 700 horsepower on the street? No, absolutely you don't. But like, is it fucking fun to drive 700 horsepower, or is it ridiculous to drive 700 horsepower? Absolutely. If you want to fucking somehow lay fourth gear rubber down the fucking street because you're feeling like a bit of an asshole, I can do that. And I think that's cool because it's kind of very like upper echelon shit that like not everybody can do. You know what I mean? Not everybody can drive a car that's like millimeters off the ground. Not everybody can do fourth gear burnouts. Not everybody can, you know, like know every single part of your car or something like that.
Right.
You know, and I think that's the stuff that I like.
Exclusivity is what I've landed on for you. Is what you like.
I guess.
Gerard needs everyone to know that he's slightly better than them. No,
pretty much.
What do you? Yeah, because you're like, not everybody can do. Not everybody can do.
Right, and that's the thing. It's like everybody can fit 9-inch wheels, but can people fit fucking 12-inch wheels and still actually have the car function and look cool? Probably not. But I can. So that's
Kevin,
fucking why I do it.
Kevin, is that what drives you to be into cars? Is that what you like about cars? Like, why are you into cars? What keeps you there?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's just like something to always learn. It's not always something new. Since cars are evolving, like you can learn new things and new skills, and like I enjoy that. I also I just really enjoy.
Like Kevin learned pinstriping the other day.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Window etching.
Window etching. Yeah. Learned left foot braking the other day. No,
you didn't. You fucking...
Yeah, I don't know. I just like having a sick car. I couldn't imagine not having a sick car. I like Gerard said, like doing stupid things sometimes in my sick car. And like, if you don't have a sick car, sometimes you can't really do the sick thing, you know?
Exactly. Right,
you know, you're driving your Echo every day. Eventually you're like, I want to do something sick. And it's just, you can't do anything sick. What the fuck? What sick thing are you going to do to your Echo? Like crash it into a dumpster for fun? Like, you know, like.
You could probably do like some crazy backwards e-brick entry into something and pull out of it. But I mean, is that really sick though? You know what I mean? Is that sicker
it's
than doing
probably
a fun,
but like, no, you know, that's what I mean. So I don't know. Cars are dope. Love cars. It's hard.
and to that respect, to that sort of point, when people like that whole sleeper thing, or like that whole thing where they're like, oh, I can do what you can do in like a much simpler and whatever car. And it's like, okay, cool. You're doing the thing, but it's not the same. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You can take a stock 350Z and shred the course that Kevin does in his Altezza, or I would do in my Aristo. And it's like, it's not the same because it's not as sick. The car you're watching is not as sick. It's just a simple, basic, every person car that's doing a pretty cool thing. And I mean, granted, obviously, if you're a much better driver and you could do these amazing things in your simple car, that in itself is cool. But the car will never be as cool if it was like a 600 horsepower 350Z that had really sick wheels and, you know, looked super cool and exciting doing the exact same thing that you're doing with the stock one.
Yeah, I think that
sounded better and looked better. So
yeah, like if you were watching like a couple of race cars and one was like way cooler sounding and like way lower and way more exciting and the livery was sick and the wheels were cool and it was the fastest, like why wouldn't you like that one? Like that one's obviously sicker.
Exactly.
It's like, okay, now it's not the fastest. You still like it more, you know? It doesn't matter that it came in third or fifth or whatever. You're like, yo, that one's so sick, you know? It's kind of like that. But then also like if your car can be that and then be the best, it's like, then you're just the sickest, you know?
Yeah.
It also feels like, you know, like a bit of an individuality thing. How many white Teslas are out there? Or how many, you know what I mean? Like how many BMW 3 Series, you know? Like you gotta be a little different.
How many 328s and 330s are there on the road?
There's a Venn diagram between the two of you, but there's also some differences in how you presented it. But I don't have a psych degree, so I can't get into it.
Well, it feels like the big overlap is driving.
Yeah, and expression. Expressing of yourself. A means of expression, which I think is fair. You led with learning, Kevin, and Gerard
that's all men are looking for in this life is a means to express themselves,
I didn't really answer what keeps me in the car scene. I don't know if I have an answer. Oh, Go on, Kevin. What's that?
I was going to say, hey, Ryan, what keeps you in the car scene?
Oh, good. Thanks for asking, Kevin. I think there's a lot. And my existence in the car scene is maybe more and more a little bit different than other people's, because I wouldn't exist in the car scene without a car. So that would be really hard. So I have the Aristo, but that's not probably my main focus. My main focus is probably creating car content, but I don't feel like I have the right to do it without a car. Maybe that's not true. I feel like it's true. I love the idea of
community. You need your badge of honor, and that's your Aristo.
Yeah, I need the thing that says like, oh, I actually kind of
belong
know
here.
A little bit what's up. It's like
belong here.
Yeah, it's a credential. It's a credential, and that's
merit
nice to
badge.
And I cannot imagine. I cannot imagine not having it, and I had that conversation after we discussed possibly like, oh, what would it take to sell the Aristo? And there was, the thought of the price and the number. And I told that to my wife after, and she's like, oh, that's so much money. I'm like, no, like I would immediately buy another car. And she's like, well, that's silly. I'm like, it isn't, because it's 1/3 of my identity. And so I can't imagine not having a car. I do agree with the sense of expression. You build something that is uniquely you. Overall, there's a lot of things you can do that are uniquely you. You could be into sneakers. You could be, you could paint. You could create other things. But yeah, I don't know. Car community is interesting. I will say this. A lot of people will say Vancouver is a very unsocial city. It's very hard to meet people. I've never felt that. I came here, I had a car, and like right away, I feel like I was able to find my people. So I never was like, oh, I don't get it. Like I was able to, get in where I fit in very quickly. So I think that's nice. I can't imagine not being into cars or having a car, but having the car isn't what drives me to be on a podcast or take photos, but it's definitely a part of it. So I think that's my answer. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's a real true answer for you.
Well, I appreciate your candor.
Oh, thanks. I really had to think it through. It's funny because I read those things and then I don't think about it. And I'm like, I'll just make it up on the spot. And then it's nonsense. Jesse Exner from Blacksmith Tattoos reached out to us. And I think it's pretty funny. Do you want to take a crack at this? Or do you want to tell the people more about what you love or what you hate?
I want to do one more what I love.
Okay, what do you love?
I want to do one of what I love. I love that I see a lot more like the whole stance and fitted and cambered and like crazy wheels, like real cool, genuine wheels or whatever on many different cars. I like that infection of stance and fitted and cool, unique Japanese wheels has infected the car scene so deeply that it's just like everywhere. Poland, Norway, Japan, North America, fucking everywhere. It's cool. I love seeing it. I love seeing all these fucked up weird cars that I've never seen, but they're like stanced out and fitted and dumped. And I think it's so fucking cool.
That's
or like
nice.
putting these wheels on that car and those wheels on that. I think it's super, super dope.
You're fully down with the world order here and how like it seems like all scenes are influencing each other and like kind of bleeding into each other almost, it seems a bit,
Yeah, I do feel like it's creating a lot more interesting cars.
Like hot rod guys are kind of going stancy and stance guys are like kind of doing.
I feel like there's a lot. Maybe
I feel like there's a lot more crossover now than there was 10 years ago. Like import cars, like muscle cars, lowrider cars.
I definitely think
but now it feels like everyone steals from each other in order to try to have like the nicest shit or like the most next level stuff,
Yeah, I definitely haven't seen any muscle car guys get stancy, but I mean, I also maybe don't follow that scene too.
Not in the algorithm, buddy.
I think that they can appreciate it, but I don't see anybody with a muscle car putting camber on the car. A, because it's a live axle, and B, because like I still think they think it's stupid to have camber because They're like, how are you going to put the power down or whatever? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I
But I
didn't
do-
mean camber. I didn't necessarily mean like cambered, but
Oh, just mean like better fitting, more proper wheels.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe. I don't see it.
like
But
that's like
I'm
part
sure it
of
exists.
you know.
Yeah. And even
Okay.
for example, what I think is cool is these trucks that like everybody hates or everybody says they hate are these like fucked up trucks with like low profile
Yeah.
tires and super sticky outy wheels. Like everybody says they hate them, but they're so unbelievably popular. And like people that you don't think would even like trucks like that, fully like trucks like that because they're just cool as fuck. So it's like, I think it's cool. Anyways, that's it.
Good. So you like that cars are bringing people together and peace, people living together in unity on a piano, dancing and singing.
Mhm.
I don't know. So Jesse from Blacksmith Tattoo wrote in. Jesse Exner, longtime friend, helped with Total Logic back in the day. Now is a tattoo artist, has a lot of cool cars for background for people that don't know. Also, very good friends with our last guest on the podcast, which was Carter Jackson. If you haven't listened to that episode, I recommend you go listen to it. Lots of valuable knowledge about Toyota Crowns and JZXs. Anyway, Jesse, I'm going to read the whole message because I like it. It says, man, that Carter podcast was funny. I love that I could tell you had to edit a ton out of it because I blinked and you were all wasted. Ha 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 ha. I also had a podcast question. I always ask myself, what would be a cool car, automotive related tattoo idea? Like I've done the rat fink stuff and seen the cool traditional wheels with traditional flowers, but always want to make a flash for a car guy and can never come up with something that doesn't just seem cheesy or end up being coilover in the calf or wrenches. Ha ha ha. I remember, and then he said, I remember a kid I went to high school with got a super detailed tattoo of his Z24 Cavalier on his whole lower arm, and everyone was like, whoa, that was a bad idea. I'm certain everybody knows what flash tattoos are, but that's just when you pick off the sheet of pre-drawn art. You can walk in and be like, that one off the shelf. We all have tattoos. Jesse actually has done all of my tattoos, and generally when I go see Jesse, I give him an idea and he draws something, and then maybe I give feedback to say make it look less like a penis, and then he does that, or he doesn't, and something ends up looking like a penis on my arm a little bit. To quote Jesse Exner, it's not my fault George Lucas made X-Wings look like dicks. Anyway, so that is the in my opinion, the best way to do a tattoo is find somebody that does a style that you like and then do like a collaboration of ideas. But a flash piece of tattoo art off the wall, you walk in, you point that one and they put it on you and you get it. Can either of you think of a cool car tattoo to get?
I think it's just like the wheels, man. Isn't there
Yeah.
the one? Isn't there the one with the long champ like that? Like, I would get that in a heartbeat.
Jesse and Kemp, his friend, made a
Yo,
T-shirt.
Kevin Edward Mortis Peterson.
Oh, okay.
Don't both of you have the T-shirt, or one of you have the T-shirt? Didn't I get the T-shirt for somebody?
Yeah.
And it's just Total Logic on the back.
Oh, it's a long champ with the sword through it.
Yeah. And then the file, which is great. That one is a great design, especially. But Gerard, you don't like small wheels, so that might not be for you.
Not true. I don't not like small wheels, but I mean, yeah, if that was a different wheel, I'd be more into getting that tattoo.
What wheel would it have to be for you to get? What would be
Blitz
a wheel?
03.
Blitz 03.
MAEs or work equip or I don't know, like a mesh or some shit. I don't know, BBS. Fucking what's the BBS I really like? BBS 11s aren't great.
Like a 13 BBS to a 18 BBS with a 5-inch step lip.
Maybe you'd get some
just a tattoo of that.
Maybe you'd get some mid SSRs, as you like to say. Yeah. So is there a wheel that you would get that you feel fits that?
Like, would I tattoo a wheel on my body ever? No. The answer is fucking no. But if I had a bunch of other tattoos.
You do have a bunch of tattoos.
You do have a bunch of other tattoos.
I do have a
What
bunch
are
of
your-
tattoos.
Hang on. What are your tattoos, Gerard? Let's go through what people's
I mean, they're
tattoos
whatever tattoos. I mean, the only tattoo that I actually think is cool that I have is the fucking letter from my dad.
are. Where's
The other
that? I don't know if I've...
That's the one
Which one's
that's on
that?
my ribs. It's like the whole side of my torso.
Oh. Okay. What's the one on your arm?
It's a fucking drawing that
It's a woman.
It's a woman, or interpretation of a woman. Friend of mine was a bit of an artist when she was younger, and then just like never did anything with it. And then we were moving her house, and we found this drawing, and I was like, "Yo, I'll get that tattooed on my arm," because I assumed that like I would just have a lot of tattoos at one point in my life, and this would just be another one of some other tattoo that it wouldn't matter. But it's actually only one of 3, so it makes it less cool because it's almost like important, or it should be important or something, because it's one of 3. Yeah, I mean, I've always meant to kind of like add to it or do something with it, but now it's just, it is what it is. And so,
Will you get more tattoos?
I want to get that one. I want to get this other one covered up or removed. This the one on my arm.
The lady one or another one?
No, another one. It's that fucking Klingon shit. It's my name in Klingon. My girlfriend and I got them when we were like 16. She was super into.
Do you like Star Trek?
No, I don't. She was into
like
it.
Star.
No, she
Okay.
was like my fucking love of my life back then, and she was like this German exchange student. And she's like, "Let's get tattoos." I was like, "Okay, sure." And then she's like, "Let's do this." I was like, "Yeah, whatever." And then
Sounds great.
I drew a tattoo. She has a tattoo that I drew on her like back.
So you would get tattoos again. You would never get a car tattoo though. So you're not getting like a BMW logo tattooed on you.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, because I feel like that would be just your body would break right away. You know, you'd leak all your fluids.
I mean, if you get a engine, you'd have to have an engine light right beside it or something.
Yeah, there you go. I agree. The t-shirt design that they did was great. It feels like if you're going to do flash art or for car stuff, it does need to be like almost like the vintage Japanese stuff. You have to lean into vintage stuff. But what other things?
You could do like that fitted cambered, just like that 3/4 view of something cool. It literally just has to be a wheel, a fender, and then maybe surround it with like some like fucking fire or some shit. Like just so it's like that view of like the wheel, kind of like the wheel they have is with a sword. I think you could probably, I mean, it's pretty lame, but like if you had that Blitz 03 dumped on some sort of fender, maybe like an S13 fender or something like that, and like maybe it has smoke behind it, you know, it's something like that, almost like those old cartoons, like cartoon photos, but mainly just the wheel part and the smoke, because you know what I mean.
Okay, well, I would never get that tattooed on my body, but maybe
or
for someone
yeah,
else.
like kind of like, you know, like the cartoons ones were pretty cool. Like, you know how I don't know, Kevin might remember like cartoons, those little books, magazines,
Yeah.
and they said how to draw, and then you'd start with
Yeah,
the
I think
box, and then you
all
do
that shit's kind of cool.
But then you would just
okay.
do it like, imagine your Celsior in the back, and it was just like the same sort of like overly exaggerated. You know, maybe you had a Celsior, so that's like the VIP car, and then maybe you had a drift car that was like sliding. It's an S chassis, and maybe you had like a stands out truck because you really like fucking trucks or something. I think it doesn't really matter. It just has to have some sort of like choose your adventure. You know,
So that's
it's like a
not flash
caricature
art.
of like, isn't it?
That's
That's the same shit.
Well, no, because it feels like at that point it has to speak to you, right? Like if
No,
you're
I
in
don't
a
think so. I
car.
think it could just be like
Oh,
choose
okay.
your fucking VIP car. That's the flash art. Here's what VIP car. It's got some fucking deep ass wheels, and it's a sedan. And it's dragging just sparks and shit flying out the back or something. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I wouldn't get that either, but I'm just saying some people might.
Okay,
You know?
so now here's
People
some
that choose
ideas that
flash
are not
art
viable.
kind of suck.
That's not true.
Don't you think?
I think flash art's cool. I do.
I think it can be. I think once you do it, Gerard, you kind of just chose flash art from your friend doing a drawing a little bit. You know, you're like, oh, that's a thing that you drew. I'll put it on my body,
It was
and
the
then you did it.
other way around, but yeah.
But you found, didn't you find it? Anyway, it's fine.
Yeah, we found the drawing like ages later when she was moving out of that house.
I think flash art works if you have a bunch. It feels like tattoos now, and I don't know for sure, but there's like kind of a lot of little things is what people tend to get. And so at that point, you're just trying to fill real estate. So that's where flash art, I think. Eventually you get to a point where you probably just don't care what you get tattooed. And then you're like, that's great. And then
or also you want to get tattooed by a certain person, you know?
Yes.
But that's kind of what I mean is maybe if it was just that wheel, but instead of just being a wheel, it just was a fitted wheel of that wheel. So like the fender is sort of like just a frame for that Blitz 03 or whatever fucking wheel you choose. And the flash art was simply like, you know, the Quip 05, Blitz 03, or a MAE or something, you know what I mean? Like it's like you chose love, peace, or fucking dignity or some shit, you know what I mean?
Live, laugh, love.
Yeah, exactly.
I chose health and Japanese
level of fucking idiocy, you know?
Okay. I think it does need to be a singular car part that you get. But if that's the case. But you said with a fender, which fucking throws me up.
It's just sort of like
I think it's just a wheel without a tire on it, you know? And
I feel like it has to be two wheels. It has to be one wheel on the ground and then the other wheel sitting in that wheel, you know?
Yeah, and then
it's just weird because there's no the wheels are never they're
like sitting at a drift event. What are you talking about? They always look good.
Yeah,
they don't look as good as on the fucking car.
The Longchamps design that Jesse and Kemp and them did on the t-shirt is great. It has like the flower stuff behind it, like it's a traditional style tattoo. I think more of that. I think it focuses on one singular car part. I think if you're trying to compose an image, as it gets kind of weird if you just cut it off as at a wheel in the fender. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I kind of think so too.
But maybe it depends on the person's style. But for what Jesse's saying, he could probably just do more stuff with wheels. Jesse's greatest superpower is his knowledge of wheels. So I think he should just lean into that. Because what other parts are there that are cool standalone parts?
Yeah, exactly.
Turbos are cool, but not on a tattoo. Coilovers are kind of fine. They have like
coilovers are not fine.
Aesthetic.
Don't ever get a coilover tattoo. That shit's dumb. Like,
I don't mean like in a cap. I mean as a traditional style tattoo, maybe.
Okay, what is it? I mean, I just don't really know what a traditional style tattoo is versus.
That's what Jesse does. Like, or maybe I'm not saying it right, but like my tattoos are Jesse's style of tattoos. The picture you have on that T-shirt that I got you from Blacksmith is Jesse's style.
Okay, give me some examples of non-traditional ones then, so I can make the difference.
Your tattoos are non-traditional style. You can get a watercolor tattoo. You can get photorealism. You could get.
What about the ones? What about the ones with the zombie bitches, the zombie sex bitches that don't have bodies?
Depends how it's.
That's kind of what I'm imagining with the wheels. Like, you know how like somebody has the arm and it's got like a whole bunch of features. But they're not all like actually the whole, you know, you're going to draw a zombie bitch, but she doesn't actually have to have the whole entire body. You just sort of have one head and there's another zombie chick, or maybe there's a dog or a fucking snake. It's not going to draw the whole thing. It's sort of just aspects of it. You know what I mean?
I honestly have no clue what you mean.
I don't either.
Let me see if I can find it.
Because what I will do is
let's get to Kevin. Let's hear.
Interject here against Ryan because it's like there's traditional American style tattooing, there's traditional Japanese style tattooing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I don't understand.
Like Maori style, like, you know what I mean? Is tribal tattoo traditional? Is like
Filipino.
You're right. I screwed up. I screwed up, and I apologize. I'm not the be all end all of it. I know what I like and what I don't like, I guess. And I know, okay, that's fair. But there's like people do watercolors. A lot of
I've seen some super cool watercolor tattoos.
Yeah.
Nicole's friend has a watercolor tattoo that's actually like really nice.
And I know a lot of people do like just like this kind of the outline tattoo now. So like there's no shading or anything in it, you know?
I always just like black and white tattoos myself.
Yeah, that's fair. I think there's value in that. I don't mind color, but Depends how it's used, I suppose. Obviously,
Yeah.
but I have color tattoos. Kevin, you have tattoos. What tattoos do you have?
I got a portrait of my mom on my chest. And then I have an anvil on my foot, which is, I don't like regret it, but you know what I mean? It's pretty silly, but I also like am fully still into cars, so it's not like total. It's just, yeah. I was also like, I'm like, yo, put these words here, and the guy was like, that's not a good idea, man. It's gonna fade and it's not gonna look good. And then I'm like, no, just do it. And then obviously it faded and doesn't look good. And like half the words are gone now. So just listen to your tattoo artist, I guess.
Where did you get it that it wore off?
It's very close to
On his foot.
the letters are very close to the bottom of my foot, like near the sole, you know, if you will.
Got it.
Yeah.
Look, as a car tattoo, and as someone that would absolutely never get a car tattoo, I don't hate the anvil or like the never lift on the foot. That's probably like decent flash art, or you could do something cool for like a never lift.
I feel like it could be much cooler than what mine is, but yeah. And then also, I don't know. To me, it feels like it's if I saw some dude who had like the shift pattern tattooed on his hand, I definitely would think that guy was a dumbass. I feel like I feel like it's on level with that, or like the motorcycle, like the rabbit with the like, you know, tortoise or whatever.
Oh, you think? I mean, how often do you see someone's foot though? I don't know.
That's it. You know what I mean?
Jack Connolly of Hot Boys fame has a foot tattoo of never lift, but I think it has like a cat, like an angry wild cat on it, and it works. But what do I know? I think that's what it is. How many people see you without your shoes on? So it's kind of like, it's not like you're at the racetrack.
All the people on Feet Finder, buddy.
Good. All right. Well, I'm going to still go with just the wheel tattoo. But I do think it has to be vintage to tie into the style. It'd be weird to get like a new.
Yeah, but what does vintage mean to you?
Maybe from the 70s or newer.
No,
I mean,
I don't think
yeah.
So. Like, I think an MAE or a quip, like a 5-spoke equip, could definitely be a fucking sick tattoo.
Yeah, totally. I said or newer.
I mean, yeah, I guess maybe vintage is not the right term that I'm looking for. But I mean, what do we consider vintage? Like at this point, like
1990s is vintage.
Yeah, exactly. Like a wheel from the 90s, even a wheel from the aughts, maybe, you know?
What?
So maybe the Blitz 03 still does count. I don't know.
Man, I bet you more people buy a Blitz 03 tattoo than a fucking whatever.
Oh, for sure they would. Yeah, because that would be the easiest sell. So, Exner, if you're trying to just make some cash, it's the Blitz 03.
Yes,
I
indeed.
also have tattoos. I didn't answer to explain. I have an arm filled with cat tattoos of all the cats that we've had. And I would probably never get an automotive themed tattoo. I went out of my way to make sure that I didn't do that. Hilariously, all of the cats were named after cars. So they're all on my arm and different things that I admire. One represents film, two of them do. And then one is where it is kind of very Canadiana, but also a reference to Notorious B.I.G. And then the last one is a lucky cat, but has beer hops or just hops behind it. So that's how I did that. And then my other arm has just
Mad
a piece that Mad Hops. And my other arm has a thing that's for my daughter. And it's just like a June bug hiding behind some provincial flowers, because that's what we have in Canada. If you're not aware, each province has a flower. So it's where I was born, which is Saskatchewan. And then the BC flower is also there because that's where she was born. And there's a June bug.
You know the states have their own flowers, right?
I don't know. I'm not an American, and they can do whatever they want.
maybe Americans eat crackers.
They can. Yeah.
We don't know. Yeah. Frankly, we don't want to know.
I don't want to know. Yeah, they don't have cheesies like we. They don't have Hawkins cheesies, do they?
That's meaningful.
What's that? My tattoos?
We're gonna change someone's life.
With tattoos? I just figured if I was gonna get a tattoo, it should mean something to me. But that being said, the more I did it, the less I was like. The first one, I feel like I was probably the most involved in. like, it's got to be this, and it's got to do that. And then later on, I was like, hey, all right, whatever you think. And it's funny because those are the ones that became the most visible, right? Like the first one started.
Yeah.
I didn't
top?
cheat. I started at the top, and now we here,
Yeah.
worked
now
my
you're at
way
the bottom.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got less and less demanding, I feel. Anyway, so Exner, Jesse, stick with
Did
the
Dexter
wheel
do all your
tattoos.
tattoos?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Maybe I should get him to fucking do my arm cover up. That'd be sick.
You probably should. Well, I mean, that depends if you like his style of tattoos or not. You should do something that you really like.
Yeah, I should. Like some zombie bitches with huge titties and.
I mean, you're a father of three. Maybe you get something. You have two daughters. Maybe you get something else. Maybe stop referring to women as bitches.
That's what I'm referring to them in the tattoos as, bro.
Only when they're zombies.
Yeah, only when they're in a tattoo form are they a bitch.
Are you gonna say zombie lady? Doesn't sound the same as zombie psycho bitch. You know what I mean? Like zombie female.
I wonder,
what if you were describing it? Yeah, what if you were describing the tattoo in front of your daughter? What would you say? Some crazy zombie bitch.
I would not describe that tattoo.
We were talking on the phone, and you have to. Someone's like, describe the tattoos you have, sir, and you're like, and Bella's in the back seat. Yeah, there you go.
Let's say zombie lady.
Zombie lady. Maybe go with that.
Who's that lady?
It's funny because when I was reading Cody's question, it had he said shit or something in it, or shitty, and June was standing in the corner, and I was like, am I going to say shitty? And I said shitty, but I did it. So I just want people to know that
you did it. There you go, buddy.
So that's how important the authenticity of this podcast is that I was swore in front of my daughter. Yeah.
Doesn't,
all right.
Doesn't your wife have a mouth like a sailor?
Yeah, she does.
That's nothing she hasn't heard before.
No, I know. It's really funny. You think I'd be the one that swears up and down. And I'm not. It's very, very nice. Hey, is there anything else we want to talk about before we wrap on this? Anything that we've missed?
I think so. But
I don't know.
Okay.
What a bunch of shit.
We did talk about a lot of stuff.
Zombie psycho female tattoos.
Good.
The most important.
There you go. I once got in trouble for using the term females in front of women. And now
that one feels
recently?
like.
Huh? No, that was like. I told you it was like, wasn't it? It was like 4 months ago. I did it.
Yeah, so that's recent.
Oh, I thought you said university, Gerard.
No,
was that recently? Yeah.
Oh, Broads. I heard university. Say broads is funny.
Is broads acceptable?
Well, I mean, we had a talk today.
No.
Because Alice, needs to go to the washroom sometimes in public places, and it's like if a guy comes out, or if a guy type person is in there, because now they can use the girls' washrooms. We're like, yo, just come out right away, because fuck knows, you know what I mean?
Okay. Safety first. Yeah, that's fine. We tell my daughter not to talk to strangers every day, so probably just say that.
Yeah,
good.
And some big burly dude gets out of the fucking BC Ferries girls' washroom because I guess he has long hair and earrings, and he's a woman. So
your wife doesn't go in when she goes to the washroom?
Well, they're old enough; they can fend for themselves. Well,
apparently not. You're telling them to run out of the wash.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Besides these new factors that have come into play.
There's no women predators out there in the world ever, so you're fine.
No, I mean, there definitely are women predators. I'm just saying.
Well, how do you warn your daughter against women predators?
Or what about predators that are in? What about predators that are males coming out of the male bathroom?
Yeah.
Because she's not going in the male bathroom.
The doors are right beside each other.
Yeah. Not on the ferry. They're on the opposite sides.
Oh, you're right.
Not
you're
all
totally right. Yeah.
But, Sherry, you've only equipped your daughter to deal with probably 12% of the population.
That's not true. It's just a new thing we've added. It's a new thing we've added because it's like it's recently come up that this is like a thing now. You know what I mean?
So you gotta eyeball someone, judge them by a book by its cover, and then get out of there. You gotta make some snap judgment calls. Sure. I feel like I'm gonna open another can of worms if we don't stop this podcast. Kevin needs to drive home, so let's.
Isn't that crazy? They get to go to the female prisons apparently.
Sure, it's crazy and the world's fucked. I don't know what to tell you. Kevin's got to go home and he's reading a thing. I don't think he wants to sit here and do this. Also,
I'm here living my best life.
Okay, all right. Well. Do they get to go to women's prisons? I think that's great.
Apparently, I don't know.
Then they can just look it up. That's a Dave Chappelle joke, so I think it's perfect.
What?
Dave Chappelle made that joke in his last special.
In his last one, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's great. Are you sure you weren't watching a Dave Chappelle comedy special?
Oh.
Okay. Where are you getting it? Why is so much
right
of your...
there? You have the right to live in an institution that fits with your gender identity. So, like, if you're a fucking ex-female molesting male that now identifies as a female, you get to go to jail with females. Is that crazy?
They'll probably still stab the shit out of that guy.
Yeah,
I'm just saying it's
just like any pedophile.
Probably
does,
more.
You know?
Yeah, probably even more so because they're deemed a threat. They'll take him out right away.
Shouldn't be. It's kind of crazy.
Why is so much of your news gender specific? I don't understand. Do you not get a lot of like Palestine and Israel stuff? Is it just gender?
I mean, I get that too, but I mean, that's
you can't. Can't do anything about that. Can't warn your daughter about walking into Palestine and bombed, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of gender politics in your algorithm. It seems like, Jerry.
It's not my algorithm. You mean my life algorithm?
Yeah, a lot of gender politics for you.
Well, I mean, my fucking family runs a school, so there's that. My family runs
a school for the gender politics.
No, and we're ingrained in, like, they have peers that are educators in public schools and stuff. So it's like that.
And they hate it.
That comes up a lot.
Yeah, that's great. Well, that's good. A lot? How much is a lot? And also, follow-up question, who's the one that brings it up the most? Like when you meet a public school teacher, Jerry, are you like, how about them fucking dudes fronting as bitches? Hey, I'm Gerard, and I just wanted to talk to you about...
I like how you put it.
Yeah.
Dudes fronting as bitches.
And they're like, okay, here we go. This has been a great time. Gerard, I want to say thanks for showing up. You were on vacation, and you still came out.
Way to be.
Way to be, Jerry D.
I was real close to canceling because, like, I'm pretty fucking sun. Definitely got way more sun. And it's crazy because you guys saw me earlier.
Yeah.
And, like, the sunburn continued to come. Like, my whole body's fucked right now. It was, like, 2 hours later. I was, like, super red. I was like, what the fuck?
Thanks, everyone who tuned into the podcast and listened. If you get a chance, go to SerialNine. Check out some of their products. If you don't need any parts, you can always buy a t-shirt or a hat or some other accessory because that's always good. Support the brand, help keep us around, or just write a message to us and let us know how you feel, what you're thinking. Yeah. Jerry, go get some rest and clear up that sunburn.
Okay, man. Peace out.
Okay. Bye, Kevin.
Thanks for listening to Serial Podcast 9.